Most traders know exactly when to take the trade, but the problem is with the trade management. A lot of traders don't know when they should be taking profits, how to increase their stop loss, and a lot of times this causes them to leave a lot of profits on the table or closing the trade out way too early. Now, this is one of the videos that was requested a lot in the previous videos in the comments. So today I'm gonna break down how to properly manage a trade from the beginning till the very end. So in today's video, we're gonna do a trade recap. And in that trade recap, we're gonna break down a few things. One, this is an opening range breakout. I'm gonna explain to you guys where the entry was, why we decided to wait for that entry, and how we were able to squeeze out almost 80% return on this single trade. So this is the trade that we're gonna be breaking down today. It was a PLTR short for the 150 strike put, weekly expiration, and we waited for the 15-minute opening range to be kind of broken before we jumped into this. So before I even jump into breaking down the whole concept of where we got in, our stop loss, and all of that, first of all, let's look at the full position size, which is around 51,000. I went in with the 150 contract, and my risk was roughly around 7,500 based on my entry point, which is around $3.40. My stop loss was roughly around $2.90. All right, so let's go over the game plan. Overall, PLTR has been pulling back. This is from the last couple of days, right? You guys can see from 190, this thing has been consistently coming down. Now, yesterday, we had a gap fill on PLTR, roughly from 172 all the way to 160. Filled that gap. We also took that trade, but today we're going to be talking about this trade in specific. So let's go into the 5-minute time frame and let's look at the pre-market price action. So when you guys look at the pre-market price action going from yesterday to today, right? We pushed back up to 167 and we come right back to 153. Break that 153 and then we start to hold the 152 pre-market hold again, and then this bounced. Now, based on the pre-market game plan that I had, whenever the stock sells off like this, right, I always wait for a pullback to happen. So for the opening drives, typically if this had pulled back to 153 and the next candle had came right back down, the trade I would have taken would have been at the break of 151. All right, but because we had a little bit of push up towards that 155 level and we started to reject, at this point, when you guys zoom in and you'll see we held that 152 very well from the pre-market right before the market opened up, and then again at the open we held this level. So in order for me to now go short, first I have to wait for the 15-minute range to set, right? So the first 5-minute low was right around 152, the second candle's high was around 155, and then the third, which would have formed our 15-minute range, right, was coming down for that 152. So my entry point for this particular trade was break and hold of 152. Identifying your entry is very easy in my opinion. I think the tough part, especially if I was a new trader, what I struggled with was where to have a perfect stop loss, right? Without a stop, I think a trade is not complete, because if anything goes wrong, you're going to be all over the place trying to figure out where your stop loss is. But if you already have a stop in mind, it's much easier to execute on it. So in this case, we're going to use that previous level of 154 where we had one rejection here. Then this candle, this is where the sellers closed this candle below again 154. And then the third candle, this is the one where we waited for the 150 to close below, also pushed below 154. So once this candle closed, now we have our stop in place, all right, and we have our entry point in place. Now, planning out a trade, we got that out of the way. We're looking at all these factors. We have our entry, we have our stop loss. Now, to properly manage a trade, we have to look at where we're going to be scaling out and how much we're going to be scaling out. So here are some of those executions I'm going to show you guys. All right, we started to scale out as it started to push in our favor. So let's go over these one by one. First, what I want to do is I'm going to highlight my starting stop loss. Now, this is going to be very, very important for us. All right, this is our stop loss, and we're going to use the purple line for our entry point. This is our entry point. So I'm going to highlight this for you guys, 152, and the red is our stop, which is 154. All right, now the reason why this is important is as the stock moves in your favor, you're going to use these two things to help you manage the trade, right? I know as a new trader, it becomes very difficult as you see the stock price moving up and down, your P&L is moving up and down, and everybody tells you don't look at your P&L. Even without looking at your P&L, everybody knows that when you're looking at the stock or the premiums, you can easily do the math to see how much you're up or how much you're down. It won't be down to the perfect number, but you'll still have an idea. So the best thing to do is to find a way to calm yourself down in terms of your position size, how much you're in, where you're taking some profits off the table, right? So the way I trade and how I manage my trade is I like to scale out of positions. I like to take a little bit profit off the table. And this formula is going to be different for every single person out there. You can't just take the same formula I have and apply it and think it's going to work. It's not going to work that way because I'm very comfortable trading $40,000 to $50,000 position size. You might not be comfortable trading a $2,000 position size. So you have to understand what position size is more comfortable for you, especially when you're closing the trade out and or scaling the trade out. So once the trade starts to move in our favor, right, what you want to do is, first thing you want to do is scale out, take some profits off the table. So when we broke out of that 150 level, this is where we scaled out our first trade around roughly making $1,200, right? Don't look too much on how much you're making. Focus more on the process because the profits will accumulate as you hold the last bit of the runners. So once you scale out and you locked in a certain amount of profits, the next thing you do is you drag your stop loss from your initial stop. So here it's 154 and you bring it down to where your entry was. Very simple, right? All we're doing is we're using previous data, our entry and our stop, and we're using these two numbers to manage our stop loss for now. So once we increase our stop, right, our new stop now is going to be 152, all right, which is now our entry. So our new stop loss is going to be 152, which was previously our entry. So why is that significant? Let's just say that right here PLTR had reversed and it went right back to 152, right? At this point, I would have been able to walk away with $1,200 profit, no loss, right? Pretty much break even on the remaining position, because now if I had let this trade go back to my original stop of 154, at this point, I would have given back the $1,200 and taken the 10-15% hit on top of that, which would have probably put me in the red, right? So scaling a little bit out and then increasing your stop to where your entry was is going to help you manage that trade easier, because now we are green $1,200 on this particular trade. All right. Secondly, your strike is going to play a very important role in how much and how aggressively can you scale out. You have probably heard of the term at the money, in the money, or out of the money, right? I usually buy at the money contracts and I get more comfortable with my trades once the strike is in the money. So the strike being in play today is 150. You see, this is where we break out of 150, and on the next leg down, we scale out one more time. And as we scale out, our new return for the day is 2,200 plus the 1,200. So we're looking at roughly $3,600 of return, right? So now what we do is now we have to come up with a new stop loss. Now this next part is where it gets a little bit tricky for a lot of new traders because they don't have intraday levels. So to make it easy, you look at what was the previous level or what was your strike, and you can use that as your stop loss, right? Since it's in the money, we're going to use the 150 as our new stop loss, right? So we went from 154, which was our initial stop loss from the beginning of the trade, to our entry, which was 152. So we increased our stop from 154 to 152. And now after scaling out 2 times, we're going to increase our stop to now 150, which is our strike as well, which means now we are in the money, right? So I'm going to change our stop to now 150. Why we're doing this is, let's just say if the next candle pulls back where it tests 150, it breaks right through 150 and continues on the upside. Even then, you are still going to be green at least $3,000 on that trade, right? So now for you to be red on this trade, you would have to hold this beyond 152 for you to give those profits back, right? And I'm pretty sure you're not going to do that, or you're going to at least try. But this method, it helps me stay calm because now I know that I'm already green on the trade. All I'm looking for now is the trade to continue in my favor and for me to keep increasing the stop loss. As I'm increasing the stop loss, this is also called trailing stop. We're following the trade as it's going. So the moment it pulls back, hits our stop, we're out of the trade. Now keep in mind, the further it moves away from your entry point, right? The further the stock price moves in your favor, the easier it's going to be for you to hold the trade. Because, for example, here we're at 152. Once we are at another leg down right here, this is where we scale out for the third time, right? You guys can see here we're scaling out around for another $3,200, right? At this point, roughly around close to $7,000 in profit, right? At this point, we're going to increase our stop from 150. At this point, it should become easier for you to identify where to place your stop, right? You see how we come back? If you guys take a look here, right, we after our 150 break, we hold around 148, we come back, we retest 147, and at this point the 149 is where majority of the candles are closing below. So our new stop loss is going to come in from where this was holding, so that's going to be around 149. So we're going to change this to 149 as our new stop. As it breaks down, you guys can see at this point, once we scale out here, the level that gets tested after this closes below 146 is 147. So we're going to increase our stop now to 147, and by this time we had already generated roughly around $20,000 in profit. So if you look at it as in terms of percentage, that's roughly somewhere in the ballpark of 80 to 90%. Now, even though the full trade went from $3.40 to $8.30, that's, I believe, somewhere around 150 to 170% return. My math might be off a little bit, but because we're scaling out, the overall trade was an 82% return, right? So when you're managing the trade and you're using previous levels as new stops, obviously you want to make sure that you're paying attention to where and how well those levels are tested, right? Now, right here with 146, this is going to be obviously our next stop, and you see that we pretty much rush right down to 145. It becomes much easier once you know, hey, I went in with $10,000 position size. I've locked in about $4,000 of profit, which is 40% of my position size. So at this point, I can just hold one contract, two contracts, or 30% of my position size and keep letting that trade to go in my favor until I get stopped out, right? So as we move across, we increased our stop here to 145. But once we closed below 144, the new stop loss was 144. And then as you see right here, towards the end of the day, towards almost 11 o'clock, this is where our stop is triggered. The 5-minute candle closes above 144, and this is where we close the remainder of our position around $8.30. All right, so now let's break down why this works. I showed you guys how to increase your stop, how to at least get started in terms of where you want to have your entry and your stop loss, and then just use those two levels to increase your stop and manage the trade. When we look at where majority of the profits came in from, right, you guys can see that as we started to scale out later on, this is where the big returns come in from. The big returns are not coming in from the initial scale out. This is just helping us calm down and focus more on the process rather than the P&L. When I first started to trade, a lot of people used to say, don't look at your P&L, but it's very hard, especially as a new trader, for you to not look at how much you're making because you're already struggling. You're trying to grow a small account. So mentally, you want to look at how much you're up so you can make the decision. Should you close the trade? Should you keep going? But scaling out, taking a little bit off, putting some in your pocket is always going to help you be more calm and focus on the price action itself. Because when you look at where our entry was, right around 152, and the trade now is hovering around 145, these small pullbacks that you guys see here, they're not going to cause you to exit the trade because now you're going to wait for your stop to hit. The reason why most people end up closing their trades early or not manage their trades properly is because they get in and they close the trade very aggressively. And they're not really scaling out in a way where if the trade does pull back, they don't know where their stop loss is. They don't know how much they're going to be walking away at the end of the trade. But this way, when you're increasing the stop as the stock is going in your favor and taking a little bit out of the market, putting that profit into your pocket, it'll be much easier for you guys to focus more on the price action and less on your profits. And the easiest way to make more profit is to simply size up. As this strategy works, you want to hold a bigger chunk of your position as it's going in your favor. Just slowly increase your position size. You follow the same method, scale out less aggressively in the beginning. As it moves further away from your entry point, the bigger the profits are going to be, because those last runners that you scale out, that's where majority of your big returns are going to be squeezed out of the market into your pocket. Now, this was one of the videos that a lot of you guys asked, and I tried my best to explain it in the most simplest way possible. So leave a comment below on what topic I should cover a video next, and I'll see you guys soon.